Well, apparently Glenn Beck likes the idea of bringing over Christian refugees, but he doesn't question whether or not they're radicalized. If you don't know, over there in that area, like West Europe or Eastern Europe and whatnot, they can be pretty radicalized. I don't know if you've ever read any of Hitchens's work. Hitchens has a particular segment in his God is Not Great book where he talks about how he has personal experiences with groups of Christians that he was actually afraid to even cross paths with in various countries. And he's like, let's just stick with the countries that begin with B. And so he confined it to just the countries that begin with B over in that area. And I think there might have been some in like South America maybe. But he just stuck with the countries that begin with B. And he had like 5 where he encountered these radicalized Christians that would just as soon as blow your head off just because you were a different kind of fucking Christian. But anyways, let's see. Okay, so I'm totally about allowing a refugee to be persecuted people, whether they're Syrian Muslims, Iraqi Christians, or what have you. This is by J.T. Eberhard. So when I saw this tweet from Megyn Kelly the other day, I thought little of it, since if people are really needing escape from an oppressive regime, I'm all about letting them come over here. Glenn Beck joins me now to discuss his charity, which helps evacuate persecuted Christians from Iraq. However, it did point out to it did point to a piece of hypocrisy by Megyn and Fox News that Jim Wright from Stone Kettle Station caught. How do we know these Christians aren't coming to America to shoot up women's health clinics or black churches? That's a good point. Strangely, nobody seems to be asking that question. I wonder why. Well, interestingly enough, JT actually has another one that is curiously kind of related to this. So Americans have a big double standard when it comes to religious people and mass violence. So here's this statistic, right? Now, everybody's all about fucking statistics right now. Of course, with the whole Roe thing and whatnot. Now, here's the big question. Of course, this statistic right here, you can interpret in a lot of ways, but what do we actually know from this particular graphic right here? Well, what can we say? Well, we can say that pretty much, if a violent person is Christian, and if compared to a violent person is Muslim, people are twice as likely to say that, yes, that is a real Muslim. Like, that is a real Muslim. Now, overall, though, most people are saying, no, these aren't real Muslims. So, what you have is, on one hand, you have overwhelming majority says is a no true Scotsman fallacy on whether or not they're real believers in that faith. But then you also have the weird offset there of people leaning their bias towards Christians, saying that, basically that it's twice as likely for somebody to say that a violent Muslim is an actual Muslim rather than a Christian. They're half as likely, that's what I was trying to say. They're half as likely to admit that a Christian terrorist is an actual Christian. And it seems like they're vastly more likely to say that they're not a real Christian. So this is kind of an interesting graph here. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments down there. Either in the video or on Facebook whenever this posts, on the main channel or on GEPlays. But let's see, there's that interesting statistic too. Now switching gears a little bit here, we have an elementary school teacher coach. Do you see anything wrong with this picture? Anything at all? Is there anything wrong with this picture? This is a public elementary school. I'm wondering what the fuck is wrong with this picture. Could it be the prayer? I bet it's the prayer. Not just the prayer though. It's the fact that the fucking coach is right there taking place in the prayer, giving the prayer some kind of school backing to it. I mean, he's doing it officially as an employee of the public school system. So, as an employee of the public school system, as a representative of the public school system, he is saying, yes, we're Christian, we support this action. So, I find it entirely ridiculous and entirely just absurd that he would take part in this. But this story actually does have kind of a good ending to it, because if you actually look at it, while, you know, he's pretty blatantly Christian, I mean, he of course shares a whole lot of Christian stuff on his page and whatnot, which is fine, it really is. I don't have a problem with that. But you know, a letter was sent to the school and everything. It was sent, and people were like, yes, we do have to address this problem. We have talked with the teacher, and the teacher will no longer be taking part in this. The teacher agrees. He apologized. He's no longer going to be doing it. But, of course, the Christians, what do they turn this into? Fucking persecution. Because they have to reach in there, and they have to be persecuted just over anything. Like anything that there could be a persecution narrative over, they have to be persecuted. I mean, holy shit, if you're just, God forbid a goddamn Christian not be persecuted in today's day. I mean, the Bible says so. The Bible says that you're going to be persecuted, alright? So, we're persecuted. The Christians are. Not anybody else, of course, just the Christians. Some kind of Christian persecution. Here's the part where it talks about that. The parent committee thinks this is some kind of Christian persecution. I don't know a school team that doesn't have a group of kids that pray. Well, then there's a problem with that, don't you think? If there's a school team that does pray publicly, like with the coach and as like a school team, I think that's a problem. I really do. Whether it's well-known or in secret, yeah, but you know what? Your Bible does say to go into your fucking closet and do it. Which basically, I mean, you can interpret it any way that you want to, but do that shit in private. You're not supposed to make a big spectacle out of it, okay? Quit Tim Tebowing on the court, on the field, or what the fuck ever. You just need to stop. You're making baby Jesus cry is what you're doing. Sarah Kramer Smith on the SCS Shelby Eastern Schools Parent Committee Facebook page. Why are we punishing? Wait, I gotta get in the right voice here. I don't have my sunglasses, but why are we punishing and taking away the rights of the majority to satisfy the minority? That's not how our government works. That's not how democracy works. We satisfy the majority in this fucking country. Do you understand me? I mean, holy shit. How dare you take away from the majority? The majority rules, you motherfuckers. Let's focus on more important issues in our schools that truly need attention. Like teaching creationism. We need to be teaching that God is the only one that created this universe, that created all life on this planet. He created every single animal. And you know what? He wiped that shit off the world too. Because he got pissed. I mean, he didn't know it was going to happen, but holy shit, we fucked up. He knew that was going to happen too, but we decided to fuck up. We did. Okay, let me rephrase now. Women decided to fuck up, alright? So you people out there that are women's, you fucked up. You caused this shit to happen, okay? So that's all your fault. That's on you, women's. That's on you. If students want to pray before a game, let them. Okay, breaking character real quick. True. If students want to pray before a game, I think that's completely fine. If you want to do it out there on the court, I think that's completely fine. The coach needs to stay out of it, though. The coach doesn't need to publicly support it by participating in it. Because, for one, he's being paid publicly. He's being paid with public monies to be there. So he can't use his time to do that. Alright. If they don't want to, that's fine too. You're just going to have to sit your ass out of the circle, and you're going to have to sit over there like some little dumbass, okay? And you're going to have to feel ostracized. And you know what? If somebody wants to come up, punch you in the face because you don't believe in God, and you don't want to sit there and pray with everybody else, well, I guess that's just God trying to tell you that you need to believe and you need to pray. That's just karma. Well, fuck, we don't believe in karma now, do we? No, we believe in Jesus Christ turning the other cheek. But I guess that means that he just turns the cheek so that he can slap your ass a bit better. Let's see, the AHA's legal director, David Noyes, also made the obvious point about how this all accepted simply because we're talking about Christianity. He makes a really good point. It's that difficult for people to understand. If that's difficult for people to understand, just imagine a Muslim teacher or a Muslim coach leading Muslim prayers at center court, said Noyes. I'm sure parents would be up in arms, or some would anyway. And they would. Parents would lose their fucking shit over this. They really would. They would lose their shit over a Muslim center court praying to Allah. I mean, I'm fairly certain that they would all probably evacuate the court and be like, there's a Muslim, he's in here, he's gonna blow us up, he's gonna shoot us up, 9/11, 9/11, America, America. I mean, it's quite ridiculous how these people act about this. I really don't see the problem in saying, hey, don't use public money to support a specific religion's prayer ritual. That's not what public money is supposed to go to support. It's in our Constitution that it's not supposed to do that, so why the fuck would you? Alright, to go off of that, into another high school. Pennsylvania high school will go through with a live nativity scene despite a legal challenge. So directly related to the last thing, this Pennsylvania high school is going to be going through a live nativity. It's a public high school. How are you going to have a live nativity? And what the fuck is wrong with you people? It's a public high school. You want to have this shit? There are churches, okay? There are churches that do this shit. You want to have a live nativity. You want to go through all of that bullshit, which it actually is bullshit. I'm doing a video on Monday about how the whole date of December 25th is complete bullshit for Jesus' birthday. But not only because I don't think that Jesus existed at all, but because of a lot of other mitigating factors. But why? Let's see. Let's just let the article speak for itself here. Officials in the Chambersburg area school district had initially canceled that part of the program, but put it back after parents who don't understand the law pressure them to do so. They get too carried away with lawsuits. Every day someone's offended by something, and to me it's just utter nonsense. School leaders decided last night to move forward with the original plan to include the nativity scene. I just think it's good. I mean, it's been around since the 40s and it's never caused problems before. I mean, it's not like something new got added to the Constitution. If it was good in the 40s, then it's good now. Which, by the way, is an appeal to tradition, and it is in no way a valid way to logic at all. But so I don't know why it's all of a sudden an issue now. I really don't. I mean, it's not like the Constitution says that we can't do it. I don't understand. If we could do it then we can do it now. I mean, it's just like slavery. I mean, if we could do it then, we can do it now. I think that I should just go get my flag, plant it in my neighbor's yard, and be like, boom, motherfucker, this is mine now, and you're my slave, goddammit. And I should be able to enslave his ass. As long as I don't beat him, to death, he has to be able to survive for 3 days after I beat his ass, okay? That's all. That's one of the laws. There's a lot of other ones. I've got a book that lays them all out. It's called the Bible, okay? So, if it was good back then it's good now, okay? So using that logic, I mean, hell, women shouldn't even be able to vote. They really shouldn't. I mean, holy shit. Why in the fuck are we letting women vote? You shouldn't be able to vote. I mean, hell, you caused the entire world to flood. Why are we letting you still make decisions? You made the decision to bite that goddamn apple. Why should we let you make decisions? That's actually a pretty good point right there. I mean, if you can't make the simple decision of, should I eat this apple? No, I shouldn't. Instead, you were like, yeah, I should eat that apple. Why should we allow you to make other life-changing decisions? Like whether or not you should get an abortion. That should be my decision. I'm the only one that can make that proper decision and shit. Sorry, I went off on a rant right there. Oh, man. But yeah, so they're going to continue with it. My guess is that they're going to get sued to fucking hell. All right. Now, last one before we get started. I know everybody's really wanting me to play, but I'm sure that you guys love my little G-Man impressions there. But a Christian university has actually won the right to ban LGBT students along with literally anybody who doesn't live like they want them to live. And that extends to people who have sex before marriage, probably people who masturbate, people who use condoms. I mean, anything that you can think of in the Bible. If you don't do things to the T by the Bible, I mean, just think about it. You could be in your dorm room and you could just be grilling up some goat in its own mother's milk, and you could be kicked out of the goddamn of the university. I mean, who doesn't want to cook a goat in its own mother's milk? I mean, that's just how you do it. That's how you get it all nice and tender. And I mean, that's the only way that you can eat goat. Okay, and Friday nights I eat goat. That's what I do. Atheists like to eat babies on Friday nights, but I just like to eat goats baked in or boiled in its own mother's milk. What's wrong with that? Oh yeah, that's because it's against the Bible. You're gonna go to hell if you do it. It's immoral as fuck, and you need to stop right now, all you immoral fucking people, boiling little goats in their own mother's milk and shit. But the university filed a waiver, and they successfully filed it so that they could restrict their people, which honestly, it's really stupid of them to do it, because basically, think about it, that's basically like you're having a business, right? And instead of promoting your business and trying to get even more business, you're restricting your business and reducing how much money you bring in. How is that a good business model? Because universities are businesses, okay? They're degree mills. I mean, I hate to put it like that because, I mean, I went to a university, right? And, I mean, I have to agree, used properly, universities and colleges and whatnot, they can be very useful. But, if you were to break it down to the very bare minimum, like for this fucking college, what they're really in the business of is producing people that are trained, that have degrees, and they have these degrees. That's why you go to college, is to get the degree, to get the certification. So why on earth would you restrict your clientele? Why on earth would you restrict your business so that you made less money? I don't understand that business model, like, at all. let's see. This is who we are as a Christian university. Let me do it right. This is just who we are as a Christian university. We don't want no faggots out here on our campus. I mean, every time I see, if I know that it's possible that gay people could be out here on our university, on our campus, then every time I see a girl walking around, I'm just going to think, lesbian. She's lesbian. She didn't check me out. She's lesbian. I mean, holy shit. These are our religious principles. And in a changing world, we would like to reaffirm that this is who we are and who we intend to be. We intend to be bigoted as fuck. I mean, if you intend on fucking before you put that wedding ring on and get into a marriage where it's either abusive or maybe you just don't like the other person and you were just like, meh, I just kind of, meh, it works kind of situation. I mean, if you fuck before then, your ass is out. Because then you can't have any kind of degree from here. There's no way that we can train you correctly in order to get that degree, because you having sex before marriage, it means so much to your ability to, I don't know, software engineer shit or do whatever the fuck this college does. I don't know what they do. Probably some kind of seminary shit. Just, I mean, if you do it, keep it on the down low, but if we find out about it, your ass is grass is what I'm saying. But let's see. The university's president claimed doing so only strengthens our First Amendment rights. No, it makes you have a business model that fucking makes no goddamn sense at all. And it really... Don't forget the anal loophole. Thank you, Pulse of Defiance. Yeah, I'm wondering, does that include anal? Like, is that sex? I mean, God can't see it, right? Because that's the back door. I don't think God would be able to see it. I mean, what do you think? Do you think God can see, a dick going into the pooper, or if your dick's going into another guy's pooper, does that mean that you're gay, or what does it take to be gay? What if you lie? What if you say, no, I'm not gay? And what if you stay celibate throughout the entire time and you cheat the system? It's like, hey, I'm gay. I suck dick. I take it in the ass, and I got a degree from your university. That would be hilarious, actually. I think I wouldn't expect anybody to go like 4 years celibate or anything like that in order to do it. But you wouldn't have to necessarily. But I just think that it would be hilarious if that happened. But anyways, as far as this story goes, what I think that this does is it really shows, like, I'm not saying that they can't do it or whatnot, or that they shouldn't do it, or they shouldn't be allowed to do it, really. But what I think it does is it promotes a business model that makes no goddamn sense. And they're going to end up running themselves into the ground, because there are progressive Christians out there that support the LGBT community. They support their friends and family. And they're not going to want to support this college. They're not going to want to go to this college. So not only is this college losing money from the LGBT community, but they're losing they're losing money from those that support the LGBT community. So it's a much wider audience than what they think. They list off here that it's LGBT students who have who have had abortions, pregnant students, and unwed parents. So they really are just alienated a huge portion of people that actually fucking attend college. All right. Now that we're done with that shit. I gotta go and kill these motherfuckers over here. Hey, what's happening? Oh, oh, boom, motherfucker! Oh, oh, shit, right in the gut.